So tonight we begin the bulletin from the judiciary. A standoff is in the offing between the Office of the Chief Justice and the judges, magistrates and judiciary service staffers over provision of services this week in the wake of the murder of Magistrate Monica Kivuti. So the members of the bench and the judiciary staff have vowed to stay away from court this week in protest over Kivuti's killing. This despite the Chief Justice issuing directives that courts remain open this week. The standoff comes as the judiciary staff plan a peaceful protest over the insecurity and poor working conditions. Brenda Wanga reports on the unfolding situation that comes as President William Ruto pledged to heighten security in all the courtrooms across the country.
As soon as he touched down at the JKIA from his latest trip abroad, President William Ruto was quick to not just condole with the family of the slain Magistrate Monica Kivuti, but also assure judiciary staff of their safety as they continue to dispense justice in courtrooms across the country. In a statement, the president says what happened to Honorable Kivuti was unacceptable and shouldn't happen again. He also termed the confrontation, threats or attacks of any form against judicial officers as unacceptable, criminal and an affront to the rule of law. But as he also sought to assure the safety of judicial officers, the judiciary itself is reading from two different scripts in regards to actions being taken to protest the murder of the magistrate. The Kenya Judges and Magistrates Association, alongside the judicial staff, have resolved to slow down the wheels of justice this week.
That caused a trigger-happy senior police officer to majestically and unfettered walk towards her, draw a gun at her at close range of about 1 meter, scold her for the ruling she had just delivered before pulling the trigger. The gun was aimed at her vitals. 4 bullets were lodged in the body of Hon Kivuti.
The Chief Justice, in a statement, is impressing upon the judges, magistrates and judicial staff the importance of continuing to work despite the tragic happenings at Makadara Law Courts. The CJ says courts nationwide will proceed with operations on the stated dates aside from the Makadara Law Courts. The CJ further states that reporting to work will be the best way to honor the commitment of the late Honorable Kivuti and that any lapse that might lead to lawlessness and anarchy would be contrary to what the deceased stood for. She, however, says that judges, judicial officers and staff will utilize virtual courts and secured permanent courts as needed. At the same time, the CJ appeared to agree with the KJMM that no more court sessions will be held in makeshift structures. She says the judiciary has in the past communicated to the executive and parliament on the need to allocate sufficient resources to upgrade facilities, but that has not been done. The KJMA, on the other hand, in yet another communication today, doubled down on their resolution to stay away from courts. In a statement, the KJMA, through the Secretary General, says the stoppage of all services offered by the members of the KMJA and KJSA for the 3 days is subject to review for extension if circumstances dictate by inaction. Aside from honoring the slain magistrate tomorrow through prayers, the KMJA and KJSA and the LSK have also planned a peaceful protest on Thursday over Honorable Kivuti's death. The action from the judiciary comes as the National Police Service condemned the actions of one of their own that fateful Thursday. Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome says ensuring the safety and security of judicial staff as they discharge their official mandate remains a matter of priority to the service. He further assured the CJ that the NPS Critical Infrastructure Protection Unit and the Security of Government Buildings Unit will continue to provide security to court buildings. Elsewhere, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has joined in the condemnation of the shooting of the late magistrate and the police officers and called on the government to act to guarantee the safety of judicial officers. The KNCHR, however, faulted the KJMA and the KJSA for withdrawing judicial services this week, terming their action as a violation of an alienable right to access justice, and they instead ask that officers consider holding virtual court sessions as they agitate for better working conditions. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.